Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, today we are going to be talking about something that unfortunately I know a significant portion of my viewer base is likely not going to be interested. But I still felt the need to make this video, especially because I do have some viewers that will be severely affected. And I do understand that it is in human nature to naturally care less about things that do not directly affect them. However, I do think that this is also a story of kind of following through. And unfortunately, even though I at the moment do want to praise Kabam as much as I can, I'm about to make a video about how much I enjoyed Act 7.4 and how all my teammates are raving about it, about how Battlegrounds have completely reinvigorated my excitement for the game, and there are many things happening that I'm absolutely loving. There are plenty of things that I'm worried about as well, but fact of the matter is, Kabam at the moment is pretty much in my good books for a while, anyways. So I didn't necessarily want to make a video where I harp on Kabam, but I do find an issue with this situation. So Kabam is going to stop supporting Arabic language and delete it from the game, and that presents a problem for a number of players who are not necessarily fluent in English and who struggle understanding English, especially because right now the node description, the ability description, is all very detailed, ton of reading, and even I, speaking, let's say, relatively fluent English, even though obviously English is not my first language, I still struggle with some words, some references, and stuff like that, because obviously some of those things are a matter of vocabulary, some of those are a matter of getting the references, but still. Point is, I am non-native English speaker playing this game in English, so I get it. I am from Latvia. Virtually every game that I play, I have to play in English, because Latvian language has never been supported. So I will not fully ever kind of relate to the people that are going to be denied the ability to play MCOC at the moment, because if you can't read what you're doing, if you can't understand what you're doing, it will also significantly impact your ability to play and clear the game if you do not speak English well enough. But the problem, in my opinion, is not the fact that MCOC will carry on without Arabic language. The problem, the biggest issue right here is that it had the language in the first place. Because right now we have players who have played this game for 3, 4, 5 years in Arabic language, made a significant time investment, made the significant potentially monetary investment, and now that there is going to be no Arabic language, if you do not speak well in English, you effectively can't carry on. Effectively, Kabam is kicking you off there because you're going to struggle a lot. And obviously, the enjoyment is going to dip about the game. So I think that is the problem here. This wouldn't be an issue if Kabam never had Arabic language in the game in the first place, right? Then the people who do not speak English or any of the other languages that the game offers would not have started to play the game in the first place. The fact of the matter is, Kabam did offer this game in that language, and as a result of that, there are a lot of people who picked up this game, invested their time, invested their money, and right now Kabam is effectively saying that, there's not enough of them, so they don't care about it. I don't want to be too harsh on Kabam about the fact that I do understand that it's business, and that is Kabam Mike's response here. Anytime we make a decision to stop localizing in certain language, it is not a decision we make lightly. In this case, supporting right-to-left text required a lot of resources and a cost and effort associated with translating to Arabic compared to the size of the player base that play in the language no longer made sense to continue. It's a very cold response. It really is. And if Kabam sticks to this, then if you are an Arabic player that unfortunately, probably can't really understand what I'm saying, but maybe some of your friends who do, my personal recommendation, if you have decided to quit the game, is just go to your Play Store, go to your Google, Apple Store, everywhere else, and just try and get as many refunds as you can before you leave, if you have decided to leave. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I can do to change Kabam's mind on this issue, but it is extremely unethical, in my opinion, to just kind of cut the language just because, might be a bit tricky to carry on supporting it. But I don't even really get why it is, why this decision is being made right now. But again, the issue would not have existed if they'd never offered Arabic language in the first place. Then players would have had to make the choice. This is kind of like flipping the rug right under what I imagine is, still fairly substantial amount of players. And I do want to understand Kabam, obviously, because it's a business and it's about making money. It's about how many resources are required. But again, as I said in the beginning of this video, I do think it is a story of commitment. So if you started offering this game in that language, then you're going to have to stick it out, even if you end up having some sort of net negative expense ratio from that. Ultimately, it is hard for me to imagine that the total amount of players who play this game in Arabic language do not support the wage of one or two people that, or, one person that would be required to have the translations and do the coding from right to left text over the course of a year. Even if you don't end up making, a lot of money because you offer this translation, I still feel like, there is such a thing as ethics in business. And at this point, this late in the history of the game, it is quite unethical what they are doing. Because again, there are players who have spent years playing this game in that language, and now enough of them might be forced to just stop. So, again, it's ironic that I am making this video, because I do fully well understand that majority of the people who are affected by this issue can't probably understand me. But at the same time, I did want to bring this issue to the light, because I do think it is an unethical business decision. And no matter how small the group of the players is that use that language, I do think that they are being done dirty. I do genuinely believe that they are being done dirty. So that is the situation there, and let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys are like 100% with Kabam on this, but I just kind of refuse to believe that a salary or a wage of a single person could not be offset by the entire group of players that, might leave now. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, why do this? Anyways, see you guys. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about